Red 2 standing by, all for lit, and in the green, welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. It's time to collect the Power Moons from the Moon Rock in the Wooded Kingdom, where we had some interesting adventures last time. Whoop, nearly wound up going down into the deep woods. That would have been slightly disastrous. So we have a little bit of control finesse as our first moon. Or at least the first one I'm taking on, because we have to run up and down hills. Now, if I get the... where does it stop anyway? Going all the way up the hill, getting our workout gear in. We've got a very long brim cap and a USA uniform. Okay, so if I throw... that does count. Sometimes I actually find it a little bit easier if I wind up turning where Mario's going by turning the camera. Alright, so we can't do it by just running. I was hoping we could. But yes, it is a little bit easier sometimes to change where Mario's going just by rotating the camera. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. I don't think it worked in a lot of the old platforms. But you might as well use any trick you can. Just one of those strange quirks, I guess. There's all sorts of little secrets out there if you know what you're looking for. Oh, the handling. Was genuinely afraid I was going off the edge there. And actually went off the edge there. That one sucks. To put it lightly, that one sucks. Okay. So let's at least get the seed so that if we land down here... how did that count? We've got one that lets us just go straight out. Does it put us back in the right spot? Oh, specifically there. Great. Right at the bottom of the hill. This is gonna suck. And there we go. Got that after a little bit of creative effort. Now, this is probably going to be my my video game boomer attitude. I actually genuinely prefer older controllers because I think they had a lot more... they were a lot easier to work with when you were trying to do precise movement. Now, there's a moon near here somewhere. I do believe it was genuinely easier to actually do a lot of those precise movements. Is this the one that's up in the tree? Let's look up. Yeah, I do genuinely believe it was a lot easier to do those precision movement things on account of the fact that, well, the older controllers didn't have anywhere near as much... wait, I've gone to the iron cage, crap. Well, 5 coins out of it, but yeah, older controllers not having as much sensitivity in them was, as far as I'm concerned, it was a good thing, because it meant that you weren't making as many fiddly mistakes. Because it's like you try and do something, and then you just wind up having something that moves a little bit off. Oh, there's a nut up there. Is that what I'm looking for? Oh no, wait, it's that box there. I think I have to get to that with glide on. And this... yeah, I have to get to these with glide on. But yeah, the fact that the older controllers weren't quite as responsive actually gave you a slightly better time with precision movement, because it wasn't picking up every last little thing you did. There were some dead spots that actually gave you leeway. And that was really helpful, because otherwise you just sort of... You did everything and you just sort of died. And you wound up dying because you just... Or making some sort of other mistake because you just crash. Please actually stay up. Hate you so much. Also hate you so much. No! Now you die. That was not helpful, but yeah. Those little moments of finesse that... Wait, hang on, did I just face tank a shot? Somewhat literally? Game, I'm trying to rant. Let me rant. Let me be a grouchy old fool. Oh, that one doesn't come down here. Robbed. 100% robbed. And now I have to find a way to get up there, because if I warp, it'll be back there again. Lost in the tall trees. I have questions. I am disappointed. I am very disappointed. I think I've already talked to Peach and Tiara. I do remember that, but yeah. I just find it a lot easier to work with older controls that don't have as much finicky response, because this was one of the gripes I had about... One of the gripes I had with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, that the controller was way too picky and kept leaving me in situations where it's like, okay, oh, did you actually mean to do your up B? I'm sorry, you were just way too close to doing your side B, at least as far as we're concerned. So we made you do your side B, and you didn't and you don't recover, and you're dying. And now we're sheep herding, and oh yeah, it's that music, which means terrible things are about to happen, because this is just the music. Oh, that was actually a good shot. The athletic theme is basically, in a lot of games, it's just, this is the music of terrible things. Now, don't run off the edge. Can I get it to... No, it does actually run off the edge. That is the slightly mean thing about this. If it actually gets near the edge, then you're in a lot of trouble. Because the sheep just runs off the edge. They are... Well, actually, in fairness, the behavior of lemmings isn't realistic. I think it was apparently made up for a documentary that the Walt Disney Company was doing. I suppose it can't be understated how terrible that is sometimes. Actually, all the time it can't be understated how terrible they are. Okay, so now I have to push the sheep down this way, then that way. Don't! So yes, this is going to be the sound of insanity, because we're facing suicidal sheep. As opposed to one of the proposals for the Australian national anthem, which is a song about a homeless sheep thief who kills himself to avoid being arrested. Seriously, that's what Waltzing Matilda is. But yes, I prefer older controllers because they had some dead spots. You can make better precise movements without having to worry about picking everything up. I hated Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because the incredible finickiness in the controllers meant that it would just pick up every last little thing I tried to do. Now, if I... Okay, a little bit closer. Stop. And we're nearly there on this one. Now, if I get this right... Goal! We have successfully herded that sheep. We might as well pick up our moon while we're here. But yeah, was not a big fan of Ultimate. Just felt so finicky, and it was... Oh, how do we get over there? Oh, right. That's how we get over there, the pipe. Okay, chase the sheep around before we step on this. Oh, it's got to be right in the middle, doesn't it? Oh well. Let's line it up first. Nice, that should do it. But yeah, finicky controls. The game, World of Light felt incredibly samey. Oh, I actually stuck that one a little bit more easily than anticipated. And I saved my own hide as well. But yeah, I did not like that game very much. Herding sheep on the Iron Bridge. Done with that one, now we can leave. So yeah, there ends up being a bit for me to be grumpy about with that, and to be honest, I almost don't want another Super Smash Bros. Game. What I do want is Super Smash Bros. For the N64 on the NSO. I love that, but I don't know if we're getting it. I mean, hopefully we do. Ah, yes. Roving Racers have a new racer, so we might as well get this done. But yeah, I'm not really that keen on another Smash Bros. Because I think, well, first off, how are they going to top Ultimate? That is going to be the really big question. I mean, Ultimate has a lot of stuff. And that is something that would have to be dealt with. When you're actually making the game, just being able to get as much stuff into the game, or you'd have to just... You'd probably just have to organize things a bit better, because, like, Ultimate had heaps and heaps of things to do, but some of them were a bit flat, let's say. I really didn't like the approach they had with the spirits, because, like, part of the fun with the trophies was actually learning about things, because I've told you before that I learned how to kill Metroids long before I actually ever played a Metroid game. I'm going to go back down to the Odyssey and change my outfit. It was through reading trophies in Super Smash Bros. That I learned about a lot of other interesting characters. Honestly, I think we were done a bit of a disservice by not having all the information. Okay, and slight moment of bias here. Only making Titania a novice spirit? Oh wait, I've actually got a competent outfit. We need something stupid. It'll do. I think I've had that one before. Alright, third time's a charm. That works. But yeah, only making Titania consistently depicted as one of the strongest members of the Grail Mercenaries, since she... In both games she appears, she actually has the highest starting level of any of the Grail Mercenaries who's not Grail himself, who's just really, really strong. And they only made her a novice class spirit. That's not fair. She deserved better than that. But yeah, the spirits weren't that fun in all fairness. I do think that they had some genuinely creative ideas when it came to the story mode and building up that. Because honestly... Whoops. Iron cage. Is it on top of the iron cage? The verticality is a problem. Well, we'll get exploring and see what we can find. But honestly, the fact that... oh, there is something here. Yeah, the fact that just... It wasn't... the spirits definitely don't feel as interesting. Alright, I've done this before. The spirits definitely do not feel as interesting. So they're not as fun to collect. They're a bit annoying in some senses. Alright, now. Yeah, we actually get the easy version this time. So that's much, much, much simpler. But yeah, wasn't happy with the spirits. The story mode, on the other hand, I love the little ideas they had with the story mode that created themed battles. That was actually really, really good, and I wish they'd do more of that. Alright. Wait, bird. Not bird? Or higher up? Higher up, I'd say. And then I gotta work out exactly where the blasted bird is. Oh wait, hang on. For this guy, I need to be a fire bro. I need fire to cook with. Alright, let me cook and I will be back shortly. This is an uproot, I know. But let's see if I go... What? Where do I need to go? I think I know where I do need to go in order to get the fire bro. Somehow we have to go up a bit more. But yeah, honestly, really loved what they did with the story mode because that was incredibly creative. And all the neat themed battles were genuinely very good, and I think they should do a lot more like that. There we go. Actually, that was something approaching competent. It's actually rather frightening when I do actually... Well, there we go. Guess we don't get to... Guess we don't get to have that guy coming back. There is another fire bro in a cave, but we kind of need... Wait, there's a fire bro up here, isn't there? I require your body again. There we are, that worked out a lot better than anticipated. I totally wasn't fumbling that at all. But yeah, some good ideas in Ultimate, a lot of things I didn't like. But that's just me. Remember that I am not the definitive authority on what is and isn't good, otherwise the world would probably be a significantly worse place than it is now. We did get it. Nobody likes a fire bro, though. Relax, I will... He has helped you, but I am going to kill him for you. Hot, hot, hot from the campfire. Now everybody can be happy again. We do not have to worry about their we do not have to worry about prejudices. That's just a sign. It's not any hint art. Okay, so... Wait, the bird. Where is the bird? Oh, it's all the way up there. I must observe the bird and work out where it goes low. Alright, top of the iron road. It comes over here, doesn't it? That didn't work. Which one moves? Well, that was spectacular. But yeah, I hate the birds. Okay, so it's coming in from... Alright, it's coming in hot over... So it drops down really low there. And there we go. That one's tedious. Good, I at least did land in a safe spot. Now, where else can we go? Well, what's the one that's right above me then? Wait, I got binoculars. Give me the binoculars and I'll have a look at that one. Oh, it's just floating in midair. Glidon, I require your help. So yeah, I've been grumpy about a few things. I'll have to try and be positive about a few things as well, because just being grumpy about things isn't fun. I do wish... My wish list for games I would like to see on... Wait, I did that, didn't I? Come to the NSO is the original Super Smash Bros., as I said, because I'm just really, really wanting to play that. And, of course, Diddy Kong Racing, because that one's just spectacular. Can't go wrong with a bit of Diddy Kong Racing, honestly. It's got such an awesome soundtrack. Like, David Wise... Well, all of Rare's composers are incredibly skilled, because you can't pick just one as an expert. They're all really, really great. So I need to get into the iron rock. Because we've got moon shards in here. And we'll be able to get another moon. But yeah, the soundtrack for Diddy Kong Racing is just truly amazing. And lots and lots of great tracks. There's some pretty good challenges, like Rare could be mean when they wanted to, and the first Whiz Pig race is just brutal. Don't know why I did that. First Whiz Pig race is just brutal. The second one gives you a bit more flexibility with what you're doing. Right on my head. But yeah, first Whiz Pig is an incredible challenge. Second one is still a pretty decent challenge, but you have more tools at your disposal. The regular races are great as well. They've got some really good challenges, really good multiplayer. Like, I think honestly that Diddy Kong Racing does clear a lot of the N64's racing games. Like, I really do love the sense of speed that F-Zero gets. And there's some truly amazing tracks and a pretty good soundtrack in F-Zero X. I especially love the fact that you get the in the 64DD version, you actually got a version of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64 done in F-Zero X's sound font, and as far as I'm concerned, the N64 Rainbow Road is one of the best versions of Rainbow Road, mostly because it feels like a genuine reward after all the crap the game has put you through. Wait, why do I keep warping to the iron cage? The verticality stuffs me up, but yeah, honestly, I still think that as good as F-Zero X is, Diddy Kong Racing honestly does, like, it clears Mario Kart 64 very easily. It clears Mario Kart 64. It very easily clears... I think it clears F-Zero X, it clears Mario Kart 64, and probably a few other ones along the way as well. Timer challenge. I mean, I do still love Episode 1 Racer, and I will love that game for quite some time to come. Stuck the landing very nicely. Now I have to get back up there. Back up to the observation deck, we'll see what we can spot. Almost done on this one, I'd say. There's one right... Is there one right down there? Hang on. Well, okay. How do I get that one? Oh, that's going to be tricky. Because I need to hijack a tank. Or an uproot. And I can't really hijack an uproot. I mean, unless I do some extremely complex jumping maneuvers to get up there. Because there used to be tanks here. And the fact that this is a moon rock moon where you have no tanks. Okay, so if I'm very careful... I don't believe I did that first time. I'd better... Whoa! It's going to come down, isn't it? Oh, I hate you, game. And now I have to go all the way back up. I presume you might be meant to use an uproot, but I don't think an uproot reaches there. But yeah, I'm always going to love Episode 1 Racing. Truly amazing game. And I'm really interested in Galactic Racer. But I'm peeved that it's not coming to the Switch. I'm very peeved it's not coming to the Switch, honestly. I want that one. I thought it was just going to be so awesome right from the start, and not being able to do anything with that is sad. Oh well. Well, I think we can probably wrap it up here. We'll go into this in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base. The cover's come off again. How did I fail and succeed? I thought I was going to have to start the whole thing again.
No! Not into the pit! It burns!